In the following tutorial, we're going to do some objects drawing in Flash. So we need to make a new document in Flash. Doesn't really matter if you make it ActionScript 3 or 2, but ActionScript 3 is everything we're going to do. One of the things about the properties right now is that the file size is pretty small at 550 by 400. So I'd like you to increase this file image size just a little bit. I'm going to use 800 by 600 just because that's a nice large size, which gives me a little bit more to work with for sure. Now, what I'd like you to do is save this file, and I'm going to be saving it in the same folder with my drawing objects. I'm going to call it T objects. That'll be the name of my file, and that's just to start off with. Now, one of the things that I really want you to do for this file or this assignment is find some objects that you want to draw. So I always like to find a reference for an object that I'm going to draw instead of just drawing it off the top of my head, whether or not I sketch it myself or I go online and find something. So I've gone and looked for a cup on Google Image Search, and I found this nice little website that actually has some really great starter images to go with. So if I want to use that cup, I just have to find it. So there it is. I'm going to click on that, and you'll see that it's a really very basic drawing right now. But I can copy this image, go to Flash, and paste the image. And the image is coming in at a fairly large size, and that's okay for what we're about to do. Now, I want to lock this layer so that I can't interact with it at all. So I need to move my recording bar over, and I'm going to go ahead and lock this layer, create a new layer, and this will be my drawings. So I might go ahead and put that on there. This was just my photos, so just so I know what those layers are for. Now, since this photos layer is locked, I can't interact with it in any way, but it does give me a nice little guide for how I'm going to draw this object. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit with Control plus and then use the space bar to pan my view over to the object. I'm going to use this just as a very basic outline of what I'm going to draw. So a nice thing that you know, of course, is that you can use objects together in Flash and draw with them. So you can use the ability for them to automatically attach to each other and everything else. It's not a bad idea to start off. Of course, you want to make sure you're on your drawing layer, but it's not a bad idea to start off with object drawing just when you start, to make sure that things are not going to cut into each other yet, just to basically get a wireframe set up. So I'm going to move that over. That's going to be my first object. I'm going to do another one down here at the bottom and use the Q key to scale that object, and I can use the Alt key together, and that's going to be the bottom of my cup. You can see that kind of fits. I can duplicate that to create this next little object, which is going to be underneath it. And to arrange these, you can do Control Shift and then the down arrow. You can see that's going to be underneath that particular one. And then let's see, what else do we need to kind of draw? Over here, it might be nice for us to use the pen tool. So I'm going to click on the pen tool, click on this edge, and try and draw something that looks kind of like this. Takes a little bit of getting used to the pen tool. I've had lots of experience at it, so it's very easy for me to draw objects like this quickly. So you want to basically outline your object. You want to go ahead and fix those things that you definitely can see that you can fix, like with your pen tool, and then save your drawing, and then we'll be going on to the next part. Actually, I've got a few more seconds, so maybe I'll go ahead and fill it with a little bit more. So this object right now doesn't have a fill, so maybe I can give it a fill. And you'll notice this one has a fill, but we haven't done the lines that intersect these other areas, which we'll do in just a minute. So let's go ahead and save what we've got here, and then we can go on. So I'm going to save this and then go on to the next video.